This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
The X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X-Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X-Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X-Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome back, everyone. This is the X-Zone. I am Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, our growing family of broadcast affiliates, satellite programming companies, and on TalkStream Live. Send me your emails, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, or here during the show in the studio to studio@xzoneradiotv.com, and all social media sites, X-Zone Radio TV, and our radio website at www.xzoneradio.com. You know, we started this night off talking about satellites. This hour, my favorite topic, angels. I have two young ladies with us. Today, we're going to be talking about their book entitled Angel Messages, Inspirational Notes from Loved Ones, and it is by MAUDY FOWLER and GAIL Hunt. Now, MAUDY was born in the Netherlands, settled in North Carolina with her family. She is a mystic messenger who listens to the whispers of angels and provides people with choices and information through angel whispers. With heaven's approval, these messages are delivered from loved ones who have passed to assist the ones left behind. She has the gift of prophecy. Her mother was also a gifted and with the gift of healing and prophecy. MAUDY won literary contest for outstanding achievement and accomplishment for Women's History Month in Oklahoma, and she's been on television in Holland, and she's also joined by her co-author tonight. We're really lucky to have two authors of the book with us tonight. GAIL, and GAIL was born in New England, moved to North Carolina with her family. She met MAUDY on July 26, 2000. She is a co-author of books with MAUDY. Further, she has produced award-winning videos, an avid photographer and artist. GAIL was Director of Telecommunications for the Diocese of Charlotte and has given motivational presentations to various groups. Some are National Media and Literacy Group at UCLA, California, in service session for teachers, Diocese of Pittsburgh, and the National Gathering of Educators in Minneapolis, Minnesota. One website, both ladies, and all the angels that they bring to the table, www.maudy.com. That's MAUDY.com. And ladies, welcome to the X-Zone.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob.
Tell me a little bit about, you know, I let our listeners know about how you guys met, but where does the angel connection come from?
I'll let you go first, Gail.
Oh, thank you. Well, the angel connection is MAUDY is the one who listens to the whispers of angels. And I met MAUDY when I was director of religious education at a local church. And she told me, through angel whispers, that things about my mom that only my mother and I knew. And we met in the year 2000. And that's basically, I've been working with MAUDY ever since.
Why do angels whisper?
Angels whisper through my mind, and actually I listen into these angels who are the links for those who are in heaven. So the ancestors, your ancestors, people who are on the phone, people who are in front of me, I pick up through that language by the whispers of these angels, who then let me know who's on the other line, so to speak. It's kind of for me like a three-way calling.
Wow, something like Skype for angels.
Yeah, and I also work with Google. How about that?
Wow. You know, even angels are up to modern technology these days. As I said to you, two ladies, both off air and a little bit during our intro, I believe in angels. I saw an angel when I was a child, and that vision has left a lasting impression on my life. So when people say, "Oh, Rob, angels aren't real," you know what I can say with full honesty and integrity? I can say, yes, they are.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are. Listen, ladies, we've got to take a short break here. When we come back, let's talk about angel messages, inspirational notes from loved ones. I'm looking forward to spending the next hour with you talking about angels. Now, XO Nation, my guests this hour are MAUDY FOWLER and GAIL Hunt. Their website, one website for two ladies, www.maudy.com. That's MAUDY.com. And we'll all be back on the other side of this short break as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't forget, X Zone Nation, the X Zone radio show, TV show, and Relmar McConnell Media Company and all our subsidiaries are proud partners of CubeSat Disclosure. If you'd like to be part of history, check this out at www.cubesat.tech. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Don't go away.
This is Kevin Randall. For nearly 30 years, I have been investigating the case of the Roswell UFO. I have interviewed hundreds of people and stood on the crash site. Now in Roswell in the 21st century, I have reviewed dozens of hours of audio and videotaped interviews, examined hundreds of files that relate to the crash, and have returned to Roswell in an attempt to put all that information into the proper perspective. For the first time in Roswell in the 21st century, I have made a dispassionate reevaluation of all that material and provide a new look at what happened. This is a book that clears away all the clutter that has hidden the truth for so long, strips away the various lies that surround the case, exposes the Air Force attempts at cover-up, and found a core of solid information that tells us all where the case stands today. Roswell in the 21st century will be available in just a few weeks. For more information, please visit my website at www.kevinrandall.blogspot.com.
Gibbs A. Williams, Ph.D., is a practicing psychoanalyst, supervisor, researcher, and author in New York City. Much of his life has been dedicated to understanding nature and the uses of meaningful coincidences or synchronicities. His radical and original non-Jungian, non-mystical, non-magical theory of synchronicities illuminates much of the fog surrounding this challenging and perplexing topic. His ideas and manners are fresh, presented in a style that is both entertaining and highly informative. He is also an expert on crisis intervention, specially focused on violence reduction for the police and citizens, mastering anxiety, frustration, and stress without the use of medication, and effectively preventing and treating heroin addiction. Dr. Williams can be contacted at his email address at gwwilliamsny11@aol.com or visit his website at www.drgibbswilliams.com.
Shamanism is recognized as a method to access the quantum level. Mastery of shamanic skills puts spiritual information and healing power into your hands. Path Home Shamanic Art School, a bonded Colorado certified occupational school, has met rigorous state standards, ensuring its director and instructors have the qualifications to teach the shamanic arts. Path Home offers its certification program in blocks of study. Block 1, a 5-day intensive, will be held in the beautiful mountain town of Coaldale, Colorado, October 13th through 18th. Registration deadline is September 12th. Experience Journey Trance, Power Animals, Helping Spirits, Sacred Space, and Life Purpose. Come discover your power. Join me, Gwilda Wiyaka, in the magical world of shamanism. Call 303-775-3431 or visit findyourpathhome.com.
Welcome back, everyone. MAUDY FOWLER and GAIL Hunt are our special guests. They're the authors of Angel Messages, Inspirational Notes from Loved Ones. You know, MAUDY and GAIL, people only seem to recognize angels 2 times during the year. Number one, around Christmas time. Everybody talks about angels. You know, you've got angels on Christmas trees. You've got angels in store windows, and of course, the angels who came to the shepherd, the angel who came to Mary, and so on. And then on Valentine's Day, little cupids. But angels are with us 7/24/365, and a lot of people don't realize that. So I hope over the next hour we can bring new light to the world of angels. So, MAUDY, you and GAIL have 7 books published, 4 in Europe, 3 in the United States, and your newest book is Angel Message. What is Angel Messages all about?
Angel Messages are about it's separated in 3 categories, like love, light, and laughter. You know, angels are here to help you recognize life, and so we go into the specifics how angel manifests himself. And, you know, that's what the book is all about, to help yourself and in this way help others through these topics. It's actually very powerful, filled with lots of information, you know, that goes into deeper aspects of life, and also to highlight and spotlight, you know, different categories like the indigo children and you know, how these angels manifest themselves through the children. And that's what it's actually all about. It's really packed with information, and it will help people move on, move forward, and move up.
So are you saying that angels come back as children?
No, they work through children.
Oh, they work through children.
Angels can come in human form, and what you addressed you know, that angels are, you know, with Christmas and with Valentine's Day. But you see, we actually have the angels continuously, in your words, also 24/7 around us. The only thing is, see, I am clear hearing, so I pick up on the angels. I can listen to them while people are on the phone or people are in front of me, or wherever I go, I can listen in because the ancestors are working through the angels, and that's how I hear the messages. But you see, many people have their emotions in the way by the hardship levels, so, you know, they cannot really connect with those who we cannot see.
When was the first time you heard an angel, and what was it like?
When I actually heard the angels, I really needed to understand the difference between what I hear and, you know, and what manifests itself. So for me, myself, I needed to understand, you know, why am I different? Why can I hear? Why can't you all hear? I thought everybody was like me because, you know, growing up, you know, I really thought, you know, that we were all alike. And that was a sour apple because, you know, I could hear the most beautiful events happening for people while they went through their hardship. And I needed to understand with myself that it's not what I say, but how I say it. So all the angels were so much around me. When I was 11, I actually had a spirit appearance, which, you know, threw me off guard. And it was my great-grandmother from Hong Kong who showed herself in the mirror. And I really did not know what it was when you see curtains, you know, going way up in the air and you hear music that you cannot place and there is no radio there. So, and all of a sudden you see the spirit appearance and, you know, I thought I was dead. So I fainted when I was 11. So my mom asked, "Who did you see?" And I said, well, I described her. So she came with a picture and she says, "That is your great-grandmother from Hong Kong, because it was a small lady with in Chinese attire and hair pulled up in a bun, and so I described her. So then my mom told me, she says, if Maudie, if you don't want to see and that confuses you, then pray that you only will hear. So immediately, the same night, I said, oh, dear Lord, let me hear, let me hear. So I prayed that 4, 5, 6 times a day. And here I am, standing in front of the people and on the phone with you, and now having the clarity and the ability to be clear hearing.
Now, you describe yourself as a mystic. How are you different than a psychic or a medium?
The psychic and a medium will say, oh, your grandma and your grandpa or your mom or your dad or your children, they will give the messages, kind of like surface-like. See, I go above and beyond. I'm a hardship reliever. So as a mystic, my world is miraculous, mysterious, and magical. So as a mystic, I can only answer the questions that people ask me, and that's where I tap into your voice, your handshake, your embrace. That will be my frequency to tune in. It's kind of like I know all of you, but I really don't. It's kind of like I know all of the loved ones in heaven, but I really don't. So for me, tapping into that frequency is to be immediately in y'all's business. That's why I don't socialize.
Are there any specific angels that you work with, or do you work with all angels?
I work with all angels because, it's a total angel network, and that's why it's kind of like you sit in front of the computer. You mentioned that before, it's a satellite, it's an angel network satellite. Yeah. So, and they are everywhere around us. So it's just for me, I know, what I can say and what I cannot. So can I block my gift? Yes, I can.
But do you block your gift?
Only when I'm instructed to do so. Like when people are resistant and, they want to hear, but then they don't want to hear. You have people who really need the help, and you have people who just sit there who like to challenge and test me. And I don't give that time anymore because I don't like to waste it when other people need help. So that's where I say, I have to block myself. I say, next.
So how can you describe to others who might be listening as to your gift of listening to the angels? You say that it comes through because you're clairaudient. You hear the whispers. How do you know that these messages are really coming from angels?
Because I actually learned that I needed to, through my prayers, through my faith, and through me, breaking away from people,
right.
I actually learned that the angels are so strongly on my frequency to hear what they say. And that's through, other people in heaven who then let me know what I, about to deliver. So, and that's actually how I let people know, if you want to hear the angels, you need to meditate, you need to pray, you need to have your quiet time, because everybody else here on earth, they actually are born with the ability. It's only decreased because of the hardship levels.
And yet you don't need to meditate, you don't need to pray. If somebody comes to you for an angel message or an angel reading, you can give it to them right away. How come?
Because I do this when I'm away from you all. So actually I recharge myself and I give myself that time. And it's what I do. Like, we had a presentation. We have many presentations during the week. And so, I just, during the day, I am on the phone. But as soon as I'm off the phone, whether I'm walking my dog or cooking or cleaning, I can actually pray and meditate at the same time. Because, I'm away from the energy of people.
Gail, how has this affected your life?
Well, I met Maudie in the year 2000, and we have worked ever since that point in time. And what's wonderful for me is that I'm able to work with Maudie, and I see lives change. And basically, one thing that I have learned, and I try to encourage other people, is that this one phrase: we are here for our own purpose, our own goal, and our own destiny. Once you realize that, your entire life changes, because you have to go out and do work for you. If you have the disease to please and you're constantly trying to please others, you're going to miss your whole life.
Sure. I guess we can also look into the past and say that maybe that's what William Shakespeare meant when he said, "To thine own self be true."
Exactly right.
Yeah.
But you see, a lot of people in this day and age, Marty and I give presentations. We can do as many as 4 a week.
Wow.
And when I say presentations, they could be home presentations, they could be in a hotel, but the home presentations are usually minimum of 20 people. And sometimes 15, but they go between 15 and 20. It depends on the group. And it amazes me how many people are still in that mode that, they have to please other people, and they put themselves really behind. And it doesn't make any difference what age they are.
Why do you think, and I'm going to ask you both this question, why do you think in the year 2016 people are turning to angels for answers?
Because of the hardship in the world and the anger.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's so much fear.
And
Rob.
fear, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand that, and I'm playing the devil's advocate here because, not everyone listening wants to be pro or con. So is it a way that we, or the people who go to seek the answers from the angels, or the messages from the angels, are saying, all right, geez, I don't feel like coping with this myself. We'll get the angels to help.
Mm-hmm.
Are they shifting responsibility?
No. What I think, and then I'll let Marty chime in, what I think is people, when we talk about angels, you believe in angels.
Yes, I do.
But a lot of people really, they question the existence of angels. And when you bring this forward to them as the ordinary person, and they realize, and we emphasize that they're never alone, it opens up a different avenue for them to look at their own situation. And this is where Marty comes in with the angel whispers to help them go forward with their messages.
But, on this show, I talk to people who believe in UFOs, extraterrestrials, ghosts, Bigfoot, and the list goes on and on and on. And it seems that people in today's society are searching ever much more, even though the technology and the information is at their fingertips.
Right.
So when we come back from this break, I'd like to investigate that aspect of society, because angels give their readings to living members of society. So I'd just like to find out exactly, based on your opinion, the work you've done, and the hundreds, I'm sure thousands of people that you people have met over the years, why you think that the angels are stronger today than they were in any other time in history. Exonation, our two guests this hour, MAUDY FOWLER and GAIL Hunt. They are the authors of Angel Messages, Inspirational Notes from Loved Ones, and their website is www.maudy.com. That's MAUDY. And we'll be back on the other side of this short break as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't forget, we are proud partners of CubeSat Disclosure. If you'd like to be part of history, www.cubesat.tech. I'm Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go away.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone radio show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, High Tech with Corey Kay, and every minute of the 24/7, 365 programming of the X Zone Broadcast Network by calling 712-432-9459, courtesy of TalkStream Live. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 712-432-9459 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 712-432-9459 for the best of paranormal, new age, thought-provoking, sci-fi radio programming 24/7, 365.
Wouldn't you love to know the secret to everything? Well then, meet Dr. Kimberly McGeorge and her cutting-edge breakthrough knowledge that combines science with possibility. Dr. Kimberly brings real-life answers and healing to those open to alternative solutions. She teaches solution-based programs and classes that will change all areas of your life forever. Specializing in conscious creation, intuitive readings, and energy medicine, you can rapidly shift health, relationships, business, and money and abundance challenges quickly. Receive her best-selling book, Secret to Everything, at no cost by going to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone. That's right, transformation can start now. Just go to secrettoeverything.com/X-Zone and receive Dr. Kimberly's book for free.
While science pursues fact, magic accesses the quantum level, bridging random facts to form truth. As long as science and magic remain separate and polarized, the truth cannot be known. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka. Join me on the Science of Magic radio program, dedicated to unification and evolution of consciousness. During each episode, I'll be speaking with experienced and respected scientists and mystics. From astrologers to astronomers, from medical doctors to shaman, the scientific method to dowsing and intuition, we'll weave together information from seemingly divergent practices to promote unity and enlightenment. Join me, Gwilda Wiyaka, and the Science of Magic right here on the Mutual Broadcast Network. For more information, visit www.thescienceofmagic.net.
I am Dr. Carl O'Helvey, founder, president of a new cancer foundation focusing on evidence-based physical, mental, and spiritual interventions, including natural cancer cures, prayer, meditation, affirmations, nutrition, and other related holistic cancer prevention and cure modalities. These are used in cancer education, research, and financing care. I ask for your help to continue this important work by donating at www.holisticcancerfoundation.com.
MAUDY FOWLER and GAIL Hunter are our guests this hour. Exonation. They are the authors of a new book, Angel Messages, Inspirational Notes from Loved Ones, and their website is MAUDY.com. All right, ladies, so based on the thousands of people that you've met over the years of, doing what you do, writing books, doing angel messages, here we are in the year 2016. More than at any time in history, people are talking about angels. Why?
You want to answer that first, Gail?
Yeah, I'll begin. You know what I have noticed? I've noticed an increase in, this is what we do, okay? Mm-hmm. We try to get people to be in touch with their own spirituality, whatever it is, okay? And to empower themselves first and to go forward and pay it forward. Because the way that MAUDY is different than the psychics or the mediums is that we actually empower the person to use these 7 tools, which are the thread within all our books: love, honor, respect, patience, courage, forgiveness, and belief. We try to empower the people to give them the tools to help themselves, okay? Mm-hmm. And what I have seen over the years, because I have watched this, and it's really risen, this angel awareness, because people have experienced a lot of trauma since 9/11, okay? And that's our point here. And what happens is they felt, because we worked a lot with that group, it was amazing. I could see it grow from, horrible that they experienced, but knowing that they're not alone in spite of the fact that their loved one was taken from them. And they want to hear an angel or somebody come forward. That's when I saw the change. It was incredible. This is how they want to feel warmth that they can't feel from the human, and they realize at that point, this is what I saw, and I see it growing, there is spirituality, there is angels, and this is what I personally have seen over the years.
Exactly, and to jump on this topic, it's in many ways, Rob, with the hardship increasing and me being a hardship reliever, coming into their lives, I can see that many people want to have help. Mm-hmm. And like I said, when I mentioned that before, that, I don't give my time to people who show resistance.
Sure.
That is a waste of time. So for me to help those who want to have help is for me to give the light when it's only asked for. So that way all the angels can be strongly busy. And sometimes, when I deliver the messages, it is, our news from heaven and me. That's why I refer to myself as we, because nothing comes from I. Our news can be faster as UPS or FedEx. And that goes above and beyond me. It is just what the people are praying for through their mind is when the angels already know what is happening in the mindset. So for me to listen to the whispers is to let these people know now there is a different door open and good times are coming, because I'm only positive. People will not hear anything negative because they already were having that hardship in that life that now needs to be, lifted. So, and that's why your question is, that many people now are feeling the arms of around them.
It almost sounds as if you're doing a lot of grief counseling, because grief isn't just when you lose someone. Grief is when you you change jobs, you change schools, you have an upset at work, you have a problem at home. This is also grief. So it seems that you and the angels are providing a grief counseling session.
Mm-hmm. Well, in a way, yes, because, many people come to Heaven and Me where I change their luggage to a backpack. Because, they carry the luggage from the past. They carry everything with them that is extremely heavy, and they could not let go of many things. So, they bring it into this present and into the relationships.
Right.
And so for me to undo that is then the call.
Mm-hmm.
This question goes to both of you, Gail and Maudie. What is, in your opinion, the most significant turnaround or the most significant event that both of you have been part of thanks to the angels?
Oh, gee, the most significant. Maudie, you want to go first? I think they're all so important.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I think every person that comes in front of us is super important. We have seen lives, I personally have witnessed lives change as a result of people listening to the angel whispers that Maudie has delivered to them. I have seen lives change. Lives that you would never think would change. Like one person said to me, and I said, no, we don't call them that. One person said to me at a presentation, "Oh, you mean the lost souls?" I said, "No." I said, "They're just waiting." I said, "They're just souls waiting to be found."
Oh, cute! I like that.
Yeah, that's true, and that's and really, I can't honestly choose one significant thing because, we have so many books and we constantly write about the people that have impacted our lives, but basically who have changed as a result of listening to the angel whispers. To me, when Maudie says miraculous, she's not kidding, because some of these people, a lot of these people are not, quote, affiliated with anything, any church, anything, nothing. They're just kind of wandering, and then for some reason they find us, and it's amazing to see them turn around their own lives.
The interesting thing for me, Rob, is that people who are non-believers and atheists and agnostics, am I saying that right?
Yep.
Agnostic,
Yep.
agnostic people.
Yep.
You know, like I said, the non-believers want to challenge me, and once they are sitting in front of me, you know, like I said, now I don't want to waste that
Sure.
time, but you know, in that 2 years ago, it happened in Manhattan. And so, you know, for me to then see, because it only takes one time for me to see where they're going from there. And they usually end up believing in the angels. And first they are scared, and I had a few, you know, run out of the gallery. And no, this is not for me. You're not supposed to know this. And then they came back with many more. So, you know, that is for me a blessing. Like I said, you know, my gift doesn't have a charge. So it's for me the blessing to see them move on and, you know, bring them to faith and belief in the angels.
So why would somebody run away?
Fear of the unknown.
But if they're coming to see you, they know you deal with angels. Why would they run?
That is the typical human, see? But that's what it is, you know.
Really?
It is, at first they want to see how they can actually, you know, have fun with challenging and testing me. And I always do it right back at them because, you know, heaven is so good to me that they let me see right through it, because once people are in front of me, their pages of their own book are being flipped, so I can actually see where their fear factors are, you know, and how they will react. So I'm 10 steps ahead. So that is actually a good thing.
Are all of your seminars, workshops, and presentations based upon your books, or do you go outside of the comfort zone?
Well, everyone is different. I mean, we also deal with businesses, you know. Everyone is, truthfully, they tell us what they want and we go forward, but basically every single presentation is pretty much based on what we do and the books.
So how would you describe yourselves? Because there's a lot more than just angel messages here.
Yeah, we're you know, we do motivational, inspirational speaking, and we did it in the past for NBC, and we did it for you know, police departments, and I just don't solve crimes. We
Right.
just give the philosophy and the wisdom, and we give the knowledge from our book. And at the last part, you know, that's where I let them know, okay, I always ask them first, do you all believe in angels? You know, and then, yeah, of course it doesn't, right? So, you know, and this was actually for a good-sized group. And so I said, okay, well, to let you all know, since they didn't have a chance to Google me, you know, I said, well, you know, I can hear them. I said, sure you can, you know. And I said, no, really, for real, you know. And then, you know, I started to say something from a person. I said, hey, and if you all have a little bit hesitation with this, I said, you're welcome to leave, you know, but everybody stayed. And that's where they, you know, kind of like asked questions. And then, you know, we stayed for a half hour longer.
How does motivational speaking tie in with angel readings and being a mystic? I can't understand the crossover point here.
Okay, well, the thing is, you know, each of our books is based on these 7 elements.
Yeah.
Okay, and that means that the people have to practice those 7 elements themselves. So we give them this kind of like mini course, and for them to realize where they might have been going a little off course, and if they're willing to do this, the angels will help them.
Please don't take what I'm going to ask you in the wrong way, but are either of you trained psychologists?
No, but you know, but let me tell you one thing. We work with psychologists and psychiatrists. We give them presentations, and they take notes like you wouldn't believe.
That's scary.
One of our first things in our book, Maudie and I were invited to go to a group home, and we had to speak to the psychologist and one of the boys. And the psychologist said to me later, because he was hesitant, he said, Maudie got to the core of everything in 5 minutes, and he had been working with that kid 5 months and couldn't get as far. we're wonderful friends. He put a note on the back of our first book, Angel Whispers.
Wow. Is there any chance, or what would happen if the advice that you gave was wrong, and actually was, resulted in something negative instead of all the positive that you've done?
Oh, no. This is how it works. See, when I'm standing in front of people, I let them know that heaven and me can only present you all with choices. So I usually say, this is what happens when you do, and this is what happens when you don't. So the choices are always presented, and I don't get my wires crossed. But sometimes people say, yeah, it was Ruth. I have a Ruth in my family, too. I said, no, I'm talking to this person, and that's where the, the experience is. And so I let them know, what was taking place on that certain day. And so I always say, to know where you're going, you should first know where you've been. So I let them know. But no, I never, what I hear, I need to say. I don't owe it to the humans. I owe it to God and the angels. So I need to be specific in delivering the message to the person in front of me. Because when I don't, I always say, I don't want to go home with your ancestors. You need to go home with them.
I wouldn't want to go home with my ancestors either. Listen.
Not that I don't love them, but I want to sleep.
Exactly, they're ancestors for a reason. Listen, ladies, we've got to take a break. We'll be back on the other side as we wrap up this hour here in the X Zone with our two wonderful guests this hour, MAUDY FOWLER and GAIL Hunt. They are the authors of Angel Messages, Inspirational Notes from Loved Ones, and their website is www.maudy.com. Ladies, stand by. We'll be back on the other side of this short break as we wrap up this hour from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.
As host of Dialogue with Divinity, I am thrilled to join the X Zone Broadcast Network and their growing number of affiliates. My quest for a connection to the divine ignited my successful career path as an international spiritual counselor for over 40 years, an author of 4 books, and well-known metaphysical educator. My clients call me their spiritual mama. So my job is to offer you a radio show to help you grow spiritually with wisdom and get specific tools from guests who are experts in their field. Tune in to Dialogue with Divinity and be part of the conversation with Spirit. My goal, your happy soul. For more information, please visit my website at johannacarroll.com.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone radio show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, High Tech with Corey Kay, and every minute of the 24/7, 365 programming of the X Zone Broadcast Network by calling 712-432-9459, courtesy of TalkStream Live. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 712-432-9459 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 712-432-9459 for the best of paranormal, new age, thought-provoking, sci-fi radio programming 24/7, 365.
Coming soon to the X Zone Broadcast Network is A Different Perspective with me, Kevin Randall, as your host. We'll be taking a close look at what is happening in the world of UFOs today with side trips into the paranormal. Guests will range from those who are household names to those who have a different perspective on a variety of topics. No topic will be taboo, but there will be tough questions asked as we all search for the truth about UFOs, the paranormal, and those things that excite us. Sometimes we'll agree with a guest and sometimes we won't, but we'll try to keep the program topical. For those of you who would like to read, be sure to visit www.kevinrandle.blogspot.com and remember to listen to the other fine programs on the X Zone Broadcast Network at www.xzbn.net. This is Kevin Randle. For nearly 30 years, I have been investigating the case of the Roswell UFO. I have interviewed hundreds of people and stood on the crash site. Now in Roswell in the 21st century, I have reviewed dozens of hours of audio and videotaped interviews, examined hundreds of files that relate to the crash, and have returned to Roswell in an attempt to put all that information into the proper perspective. For the first time in Roswell in the 21st century, I have made a dispassionate reevaluation of all that material and provide a new look at what happened. This is a book that clears away all the clutter that has hidden the truth for so long, strips away the various lies that surround the case, exposes the Air Force attempts at cover-up, and found a core of solid information that tells us all where the case stands today. Roswell in the 21st century will be available in just a few weeks. For more information, please visit my website at www.kevinrandle.blogspot.com.
What Happened in Benghazi is revealed by Nicholas Genix, author of Obama, Islam, and Benghazi. He informs the American people that President Obama deceived them by advocating a strong foreign policy prior to the 2012 presidential election, and Hillary Clinton supported this deception. As the title infers, there is a connection between Obama, Islam, and Benghazi. Ample evidence informs Americans that Obama's early indoctrination in the Quran developed an affinity for Islam, why the Quran is the source of discontent in many countries, and why the Obama foreign policy deception led to poor military action and caused the loss of American lives in Benghazi. Genix provides 36 questions for the Select Committee on Benghazi to validate if Americans are justified to mistrust President Obama and Hillary Clinton. An overview of Obama, Islam, and Benghazi is presented on the website www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com. Afterlife expert Roberta Grimes was the first one to say that dying can be fun. Now her best-selling book, The Fun of Dying, is available in stores worldwide. So if you wonder whether death ends life, how it feels to die, or what heaven might be like, The Fun of Dying was written for you. And if you have always been afraid of death, or if you worry that your life has no meaning, let The Fun of Dying ease your fears and bring new meaning to your life. Nothing said in The Fun of Dying is based on the teachings of any religion. Instead, Roberta draws on evidence to explain how death happens, how it feels, and what comes next. A lot of the best death-related evidence was produced in the first half of the 20th century. When it is put together with recent discoveries, it tells a consistent and amazing story. Roberta Grimes blogs and answers questions at robertagrimes.com. Her wonderful book, The Fun of Dying, is available on Amazon and at stores worldwide wherever books are sold.
Exonation, two great ladies are our guests this hour. MAUDY FOWLER and GAIL Hunt. They're the authors of Angel Messages, Inspirational Notes from Loved Ones. And I'd like to thank Vanessa at Llewellyn for helping this interview come to pass. If you'd like to find out more information about MAUDY or GAIL, or if you'd like to book them for angel readings, if you'd like to book them for lectures, seminars, workshops, you name it, just go to one place, www.maudy.com. That's MAUDY.com. MAUDY, do the angels have any messages for me? Are they whispering any sweet nothings in your ear?
Actually, Rob, let's get busy for
Okay.
just a sec.
Sure.
Okay? 2 or 3 or 4. Anyways, you have 2 more people by the name of Rob in your family. Who's the Robert?
No, that's my dad.
That is, and there's one more.
Don't know another one.
Altogether 3.
Wow, no.
Yes. And it could be the middle name from somebody living. It doesn't have to be deceased. And I heard it echo 3 times. Now, is your dad still here, Rob?
He sure is. Yep. God bless him.
Okay. And there's one in heaven. There's a Mr. Robert in heaven, and I'm not too sure who they are referring to. And actually, from what I've heard, rumor has it, angel rumors, of course, that you are going to start a new journey, it's actually already a business that you're doing, but it's taken more stronger shape and form, and it will be in a different country.
Well, let's see. If I have my choice, I would love to go to Hawaii and live there. I'd love to go to Bali and live there. The Bahamas are great. I love Jamaica, but I guess I don't get to pick where, huh?
No, there's something that actually you're in the process of doing with 2 more people. And I am not too sure if there is also something from the UK coming to you.
No, I never know what happens when I pick up a phone around here.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, sometimes people recognize, and sometimes we haven't talk about past tense, but you're also in the process of writing a book. And is that already happened? Did that already happen?
Oh, yes, I've already written a number of books.
Okay, there's another one coming in. So many things are in the works for you. You're busy with projects, and there's actually a strong a wire coming to you, and from what I've heard, it will be linked to a different country, and I can't pinpoint that part, but everything is in the works for you. Plus, did you just go to a waterfall?
Waterfalls? Yeah, Hamilton is filled with waterfalls. We're called the Waterfall City.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we really need to check that out, Gail.
I know, we've never been there.
But anyways, yeah, there's something that actually you're, and I know you're surrounded by waterfalls, but where you're going in time for a business, you are fascinated, and actually you will see, I'm talking about these beautiful angels, you will have your own epiphany. And in the past, you had a strong angel experience where you did not know how to handle that. And actually, this angel was put on your path for just a flash of a second by either it's the father from your father or the father from your mother. And I'm not too sure why I say that, but one of them is so strong connected to you for whatever reason that took place in the past. And there's also somebody named by the name of Pete or Peter, and I'm not too sure who they are referring to in your family.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like I've got a lot of wonderful things to look forward to.
Yeah, because that's so who you are. Your past pattern is so strongly when things happen, everything happens at the same time.
That is true. That is true. That is
true. So you have, like I said, and there's, I'm not too sure who they are talking about in reference to Peter. Do you recognize the name?
Well, I had a cousin Peter. We weren't close. I had an uncle Peter. We weren't close.
Doesn't matter. Are they in heaven?
Yes.
So it's like I said, it's resonating with me. And even though you were not close or did not know or what have you, in heaven everybody knows everybody here on earth.
This is
why
not true.
I hear the name, and when it's acknowledged, I'll hear more. So that's why they are so much to assist you. Why they chose you, that is between them and God. So in reference to Peter, who's the uncle related to?
My mom.
Okay, now, what I've also heard is, pay attention to medication that she has taken.
Yeah, my mom has had several problems, and
there's two medication. Not to interrupt you, but I don't want to lose it. 2 medication is interacting with the thing that is new to the list of medication, and that will be not right. Okay, so there needs to be a medical review there.
Well, I will call her up after the show and let her know. In fact, I'll let her listen to this interview. Because
other than that, Peter and all of the ancestors and the angels are so much around your family. So, angels around you, Rob.
Thank you, sweetheart, for that. It's wonderful. Gail, what would you like to leave the X-Zone Nation with tonight? What are your final thoughts? And we're going to get your final thoughts, Maudie, as well. Gail, you first.
Well, first of all, we want to thank you very much for this opportunity, because everybody can really change their own life if they want to. What Maudie and I try to do is to alleviate depression, and that can be done by learning how to deal with you through these 7 elements. And this new book, Angel Whispers, actually puts everything in a nutshell for people to be able to recognize their own gift, which they are all born with, and to be able to create that happiness that they're looking for.
And Maudie, what would you like to leave the X-Zone Nation with?
And actually, to all of you who are listening, when you turn to faith, you patiently wait, and when you turn to faith, your fear will disappear. Let the angels lead the way, and all you have to do is pray, so they can give you light, and they will guide you wherever you need to go and whatever you need to follow through on, because you all are so special. So whatever you all do, follow through with the angels next to you.
You and Gail are special as well, because you are making differences, positive differences, in the lives of people each and every day because of your ability to share with them the messages that are coming from the other side. If somebody would like to try and communicate with their angels after listening to this interview, how can they best do it? I know we talked about meditation, we talked about prayers. Are there any exercises that they could do?
No, that's basically
really
it, is prayer and meditation. And, when somebody's in the middle of hardship, really severe hardship, they have a difficulty time praying or meditating. But once they calm themselves through prayer and meditation, they can attain that for themselves.
And with all of that, Rob, it's actually go to the park, go and take a walk on the beach, go into the mountains, go be yourself, and just be one with nature and have your quiet time, because only then you'll be able to listen to all of these beautiful angels who are so much around us. You can see the colors, you can see the vibration. You'll be able to connect and reconnect. Isn't
it so sad that in this modern day and age that we have forgotten how to enjoy the simple things in life? Like you said, a walk in the forest, a walk by the river, looking at the stars at night. And the most wonderful things in life are right in front of us. For example, the smile on a child's face. The look that they get when they have that moment of discovery, or when two people hold hands, or the simple gesture of opening a door for somebody, being kind, smiling, or just saying, I love you.
Exactly. And that is living in the moment, living in today. When you live the moment and live in today, that's the only way that the angels can lead the way.
Well, as I've said before, you're here for a short time, not for a long time. And I just want to thank you, ladies, ever so much for coming on the show and sharing this wonderful message. And thank you for the great work that you both do in helping so many people each and every day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
now,
for having us on.
Before we go away, let our listeners know where they can buy your books.
Well, they can get them at Llewellyn Worldwide Publishers, or they can get them on Barnes & Noble or
Books A Million, any local bookstore.
Any local bookstore.
Ladies, it's been a great pleasure talking to you. Take care of each other. I look forward to the next time that you join us back here in the X-Zone, and I'd like to bring you both on around Christmas time. Because,
perfect.
Because, Christmas time is when everyone opens their heart. They dig a little deeper in their wallet to help the poor, to feed the hungry. And can you just imagine if we could bottle the Christmas spirit, what a wonderful world this would be?
Oh, yes, that would be fantastic.
What a nice present.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ladies, take care of yourselves, and I look forward to speaking to you in the very near future. Until then, stay well, take care, and keep talking to those angels.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Exonation, I'll be back on the other side of this break with the news as we continue here in the X-Zone from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. The X-Zone is a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality, and I'll be back on the other side of this break as we continue from our broadcast center. We're right here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.